So what made you fall in love with hip hop, Lord Digger?
It's not one particular thing. I mean, I'm from the South, first of all. So when hip hop originated, I was down south. My mom's kind of like was putting me onto the shit. She would come down and bring me records and be like, yo, you need to listen to this. This is what's going on up north. This is what's going on in New York. So I kind of like just started listening to the records, Treacherous 3, you know, just different shit. First of all, she bought me Fatback band King Tim the Third record on 45. Wow. Like, I'll never forget that shit. And people down south were laughing at the shit like, yeah, what the fuck is this type of music? Because it wasn't, you know, this at this time, this was like, you're talking like 81, 80.
Also, vinyl was in. Wait, 45 was a vinyl, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so vinyl was in. I'm pretty sure you were scratching and mixing and
not at that time.
I would have tried.
Not at that time.
You get your ass whooped for trying to do that to some vinyl back then.
Hell yeah, you scratch up a record? Are you crazy?
You couldn't even touch it.
So it kind of like it just evolved. It kind of like evolved. You know, I started rolling around with my cousins when they had their mobile DJ set. Started rolling around with them with the music and shit like that. And then I started, you know, just going through the different parts of the culture. I started dancing.
Okay,
so
you was
started
a
with the dancing.
For a minute.
Right? So you started with that shit, and then I graduated from that to now want to write and be on the mic. I skipped the DJ part. I ain't do no graffiti, so it was just dancing, and then it was just rap.
All right, so you was more physical expression.
Yeah, and wanting to more in the sense of just, you know, contribute to the culture. I started out producing so I could stay afloat, so I could get to do what I really wanted to do, which was rap. But the producing kept the money in my pocket.
Yeah.
So I could stay, so I could say, yo, look, this is actually something I'm getting money from. You know, and at the same time contributed to the culture as it was changing. You know, 1993, 1994, the culture was starting to change. It started coming to that new wave, and I was right at the forefront of it. So with that being said, you know, my love for it grew as I became more of a part of it.
So, I mean, you saying 81, so you grew up with hip hop basically.
We were born before hip hop.
No, but you
really
grew up
got
with
a title.
No, but you seen
it. We could not grow up with it. Exactly.
Right.
Because we were born before it even existed.
Yeah.
By the time y'all knew what it was, it's like, oh, all right, this is what
this is like the new thing. It was like, word, this is dope. This is what it's about. Yeah. So looking at it from where it's now evolved to, that's why when we talk about, I heard you mention earlier in the other interview, mumble rap, when you see where it started at its infancy to then evolve to where certain people want to take it, you kind of feel sad for where it's going because we don't even own it or control it anymore. Even though we're making more money from it, we don't even own it.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you said that because I consider myself growing up with hip hop as well. I'm an 80 baby as well, but I've seen the many different stages and it's kind of different now and it's undervalued, underappreciated. Now, not Drake. I don't know his name right now. Another artist, like Kendrick Lamar.
J. Cole.
J. Cole, there you go. With J. Cole, he stated he sees what's happening to hip hop the same what happened to jazz. Do you think that's the same way?
Yeah,
as far as like the
yes,
culture.
for sure. Because really, jazz today is nowhere near as authentic, as organic as the jazz in its purest form. Kenny G is a prime example of something like that.
No, but that's what I'm getting at. I'm glad you named Kenny G because let's keep it real. Jazz is African American, a black color, whatever you want to call yourself. Then culture. It started with us. You know, we had the Dizzy Gillespie's and the Ella Fitzgerald, and you know, and that's what really made the culture. Harlem Renaissance. It was the soundtrack to all these epic decades. Now with hip hop, it started with us again, but I noticed there's a lot of others in the game. You know what I'm saying? Even to where there was a king and queen of hip hop. MTV Awards gave Iggy and what's his name? The white dude's name. I can't think of it right now.
So,
Macklemore.
And then they took a picture together saying that they were the king and queen.
The two white people of hip hop.
Yeah, and then now you have all these little other, and they're dreading the hair out, and they basically mimicking something that we created. How do you feel growing up in this industry and then looking at it?
Keep happening over and over.
You know,
again.
I mean, do you feel like there's gonna be a next culture? Like it's gonna be so whitewashed that we're gonna think of something else?
Yep.
Well, it'll definitely be morphed into something else.
Yeah. I think it.
But we create everything that
Yeah.
We'll create
Is-
another form.
is that cool thing, and they really just want to be us.